ในช่วงหลายปีที่ผ่านมาหุ้นกลุ่มเทคโนโลยีมีการเติบโตขึ้นอย่างมากท่ามกลางการเปลี่ยนแปลงของวัฏจักรเศรษฐกิจและในวันนี้มาฟังมุมมองเกี่ยวกับภาพรวมของเศรษฐกิจและมุมมองของผู้จัดการกองทุนเกี่ยวกับการเปลี่ยนแปลงของกลุ่มเทคโนโลยีรวมถึงธีมการลงทุนที่น่าสนใจในปีนี้กันค่ะ
Recent economic indicators point towards a still healthy economy in the US, while potential policy changes by the new US administration, which are expected to be more pro-business, US-centric and pro-markets, should provide support. Our current base case is reflation in the US with a 50% probability. Across the Atlantic, European economic growth will likely be under pressure, which may push the ECB to cut rates more aggressively. In China, we expect further stabilization in the economy underpinned by policy support and further stabilization of the property sector. From an investment perspective, we are neutral bonds and overweight equities. In equities, we prefer areas outside of the well-held parts of the market where valuations are a lot more attractive and areas like tech which should see the strongest earnings growth. There are many opportunities for the tech sector in 2025. A healthy economic backdrop tends to be positive for tech stocks, which tend to be cyclical. The sector is expected to see the fastest earnings growth in 2025, where Fidelity's analysts expect earnings to grow 20 to 25% compared to 15% or less for other sectors. However, there will likely be a divergence. Earnings growth of the Magnificent Seven is expected to slow, while earnings for the rest of the market is expected to accelerate. Valuations of areas outside of US and mega caps are more attractive and they have not increased as much. There is also room for widening of investor breadth towards lesser held parts of the market. Investors have been crowding into smaller parts of the market like the US and mega caps. Case in point, the number of stocks outperforming the broad market have fallen to 26% and 28% in 2023 and 2024 respectively, much lower than long-term averages of 45 to 50%. This leaves room for the market rally to broaden. In conclusion, the tech sector outside of the well-held, crowded areas of the market like the US and the Magnificent Seven stocks are attractive. Here, earnings are expected to accelerate while valuations are more attractive. On top of that, there is also room for market breadth to widen. The fund takes a differentiated approach to tech investing. While many investors look on the surface, we choose to look deep and wide for opportunities. We often choose to look across value chains and beyond the obvious to find contrarian ideas underappreciated by the market. As a result, we tend to be different from the herd, often early in positions and eventually benefit when these opportunities get recognized by the market. There are several lesser recognized themes we are watching in 2025. The first is underappreciated AI beneficiaries. We like stocks where generative AI is a long-term growth driver, but long-term outlooks are underpriced. This includes data centers, which should see a rise in demand as data created increases, parts of the value chain like data infrastructure and IT consulting companies which are vital for successful AI deployment. Small mid-caps is another theme. Besides being long-term winners, many hold strategic assets which might be potential M&A targets by other tech companies, private equity firms, or even industrial firms looking to widen their offerings. A more business-friendly environment in the US could also facilitate more M&A. Traditional sectors adopting technology is another theme. We expect traditional sectors like engineering or music to adopt technology to improve overall outcomes. Chinese technology also looks attractive. Regulations have turned much more supportive and earnings are expected to improve. Quality companies catering to domestic markets offer participation to a China recovery while valuations have yet to price in a potential turnaround. In summary, tech holds many opportunities in 2025 for active investors who do the proper bottom-up research looking beyond the winners of the past 2 years.
สำหรับลูกค้าที่ต้องการลงทุนในหุ้นกลุ่มเทคโนโลยีที่มีโอกาสเติบโตไปพร้อมกับการเปลี่ยนผ่านเข้าสู่ยุคนวัตกรรมและโอกาสในการลงทุนในหุ้นที่จะเป็นผู้ชนะในอนาคตสามารถลงทุนได้ผ่านกองทุน B-INNOTECH จาก BBLAM ค่ะ